We are live. We're going to go ahead and play it through the night. We'll start on slow speed. We'll give it a minute for you guys to start joining in. And then for this, we can also turn the music back on up to 35%. We'll stick there. And it looks like we have our first viewer in the stream. Welcome, welcome. We are just at starting cycle 7. It's on day 1. Looks like we placed down a bunch of dynamite in the last episode. Now we're working our way over here. And we don't have that much dynamite stored up. But I do think that we added... Yeah, so we have 3 of these explosives factories now. And hopefully that should help us get a bit more dynamite. But we do still have 9 vacant jobs. So we need to get a lot more beavers. We did turn on all of the breeding pods in the last episode. And then we have a bunch of crops over here. And then we have our other tree farm. Let's see how far does that extend? Should be able to reach all this. But it's just whether or not, looks like the green space should reach around this curve. The beavers are waking up. I'm curious how many people actually watch this after the fact. Since I know that we get some views, you know, obviously during the live stream, but then afterwards, it's up on YouTube. I'm curious if anyone watches it basically as a live stream, post live stream. Right now, we did expand our production capacity in the last episode. Looks like we are a bit underserved at the moment. Everything should be connected. This takes... Oh, wait a second. Because I remember all of these were taking about 1 engine's worth. Excuse me. It might be that I wanted to connect it in on the backside over here. That could be it. Well, we don't have tunnels quite yet. We have 2.3 thousand science. Tunnels are 2,000, and we don't have extract yet. But either way, this portion of the production facilities, they're being underserved right now. So we don't have quite enough power. We have 1,200, which is those 3 engines. So we need to add at least 1 more. Probably need to get a few more added. I'm trying to think of the best way to get some more added to the system. Because we have a lot of space over here, but at the moment we can't really get to it. We go down Well, we can't go down because we have these platforms. We could go under here. That actually would work. You know, it's not a bad idea. We need to unlock the tunnel though. Dang it. And we don't have extract. We can always just build some platforms around the backside. Kind of a quick fix. But honestly, it's not the worst thing. So let's do this. We'll build out in this direction. We should be able to fit 2 more engines right here. And if we want, we could even do 1 engine right here. Get some on the back side. Just need to remove a few bushes. Looks like there's a few of these that actually did not survive the bad tide that made it through. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. It's episode 4. Big picture. We made it through our first bad tide in the last episode. But we know that we can't do that forever because it came through and it killed some of the trees. Over here, some of these bushes. Yeah, there's lots of impacts that it had. And we do not want that to happen again. So we're working on getting all this dynamite placed down up here. And then we are also working on getting our population expanded. We have a bunch of breeding pods that we set up in, I believe, the last episode. Right up here, plus we have some of the OG ones. And so we need to increase how many beavers we have. We've been increasing our food reserves. We have another garden over here. And as you can see, we have beavers sitting around, so they are not doing anything. So we need to be able to process, looks like soybeans is one of them. But we can't use soybeans on their own, I don't think. Okay, we can. We just need canola oil as well. And we do have an oil press. We have a good amount of canola oil saved up. And then soybeans, we have the same. We don't have that many fermented soybeans though. We have, looks like 4 fermenters. Cassavas, mushrooms, soybeans, and cassavas. We should probably get some more fermenters set up. We can get one placed down right here. But first we need to place down power shaft, then another one. Oh, we can just do this. One right here. That is even more efficient. And then we'll get another fermenter. We'll have that one set to fermented soybeans. And then we should replace this with an engine that requires metal blocks, gears, and planks, I think. Just wood. We have plenty of wood. We have enough gears. We have enough metal blocks. We're going to do that. We'll save ourselves 3 jobs. Okay, we will place it down and make sure it's high prioritized. Super high priority. And then they can collect these basically when they can. And then what else do we have going on? We have another large warehouse over here. We don't have this set to store anything at the moment. This one is set to store fermented soybeans, but we don't have any soybeans at all. Looks like we have a few more people joining the live stream. Welcome. This is episode 4. We are on almost day 3. We can speed up just a little bit. Or just getting things kicked off. How many of you guys have seen any of the previous episodes? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious if you have any new viewers or if we have people who have seen a few of the episodes so far. And then we are still short on beavers. Ooh, we actually have some homeless beavers. That is no bueno. Let's see. We do have another house set up over here. but that is kind of low on the priority list, and I don't think that should be the case. So some of these guys are sitting around, so we'll pause a couple of them, and then this guy's, yeah. I mean, I guess we don't really want to, I say we just pause it for now, because they're not being utilized at all. So these guys are going to pick what they can, and then we can put them in other jobs, which will be a little bit more useful. Seems like these other farmhouses, for the most part, are staying occupied. This guy can only get kohlrabi and cassavas. Probably should diversify our crops a little bit. We're going to pause this for now. And then, is it the same boat over here? Yeah, well, I guess there's not enough crops over here. We can reduce this by 1. So many farmers. Oh, and look at that. Now we have 1. Now we only have 1 vacant job. Bump that up. Then we can make that a little bit lower. Look at these guys. They're sitting around. How is this not marked? Uh-oh. Gotta remove this, because he is blocking access. Oh, wait. What was I gonna do? Well, let's do this. We'll make this platform go all the way across. Guess I could have left that, that lumberjack there. And then we can connect that in. Connect that in. Okay, clearly we have a bunch of buildings. I didn't build this in today's episode, so I did that in the last one. Why is everyone thirsty? We have water. We have a lot to construct. We have some more builders, which is good. Hauling post is maxed out. Should probably prioritize this a little bit. Looks like we are on our way to getting it constructed. We have the overhangs ready now. And then we have some pine resin. Do we have the wood workshop? Looks like we do. How are we doing on planks? 200. We're doing okay on resources. We're not super short on anything other than explosives. We should not have beavers who don't have a job. Let's set some of these to lowest and unpause them. Scrap metal's doing alright. We have a good amount left, but we do need to prepare for the future. Make sure we're gonna have a mine ready. It takes a bucket of gears, treated planks, and then a good amount of wood as well. I don't know if you guys can hear, but my neighbors above are deciding to have a parade in their living room. So that's lovely. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. Oh, so they're focusing on all of this first because we placed all this down before any of the other buildings. So I guess it makes sense that their attention is going towards this first. We have 134 beavers in the colony. And we want that number to go up. Oh my goodness. Let's see. If we want to get more housing, over here is kind of what I was thinking. Could we do anything else? Do you guys think we should have it on this side, on the right? Or, I mean, we could honestly remove all these buildings. We don't really need inventors' huts, since we have our number cruncher, which gets 10 signs per hour, and these 7 beavers get 7 signs per hour only when they're working, not even during the night. So this honestly might be some good real estate where we get some houses placed down. We can remove these. I think we should do that. We'll have these ones all removed. And then let's get this place down. So we can do a triple lodge here and here. Or, because we have this space up here, we can do a double lodge. Double lodge? Then we can only do 1 triple lodge. I think that should be fine. We could also get some row houses. I definitely want to maximize the space over here. How do we want to do this? We do a large barracks. Here, we're going to pause it real quick. Let's just play around a little bit. Oh, we could do that. And then we can have the path connect in under here. Just like that. Yeah. And then we could even fit a couple more row houses over there. We're going to do that. We have 10 free beds, so this is not essential. So we can lower a couple of these in terms of how high on the priority list it is. I do think that we should probably connect this path in either up top or on the bottom, make it a little bit easier to get over here. And realistically, I think on the back side would be how we want to do that. Let's do this. We can get some small storage. And then we place some stairs right here. Get that path set up. And then we can have a second level of houses up here. At least on this side. When we remove these ones, yeah, we could do 2. We could do a triple lodge and then a double lodge right here, or we can make 2 triples if we blast this down a little bit, and then people could access, or the beavers could access the upper housing from right here. And then we could even do something, get a platform going around, that way they can make it in. Are we short on beds? Oh my gosh, we have so many beavers who are incapacitated. We also have an unemployed beaver. Let's start unpausing some of these jobs. Let's unpause this guy also, because he can replant all those bushes. And if we're starting to have beavers who need a job, well, I have the perfect job for them. We're gonna get some builder's huts set up. We'll have all those set to highest priority, then the job priority can be a little bit lower for these. We'll have these two lower. This one will be normal. What time is it where you guys are joining from? Looks like we have a few of you in the stream. I'm on the East Coast in the US, so it is bright and early, at least for me. I don't wake up as early on the weekends normally, but it's in the 8 o'clock hour. Oh yeah, we also were working on getting this constructed. I totally forgot about that. But that is good. Let's see, we have it going all the way over here. This is going to be a little tight going through here. Hope that works. Okay, at this point we can relocate the storage to right here. Set that to explosives. Set to obtain, high priority. And then we can get rid of this one once they construct this. Just make it a little bit easier for the haulers and the builders to make all this efficiently. And realistically, we should cut through here so we have access up along this area. Yeah, some of these... Okay, this is perfect. Because these are all newer trees. Bump that up just a little bit on the priority list. That they got that constructed very quickly. And then we can unprioritize this by haulers. Once they go through that, then we can remove it. Oh yeah, we need some more beds because these are maxed out. Let's see, where are some good spots to place medical beds? Can we go? Oh, nice. Look at that. So we're going to do this. A whole row right there. And then we just got to get those placed down. Excellent. So this is all still working at reduced capacity. We need to start pausing stuff, I guess. I don't really want to pause explosives, but they suck up just so much energy. We do have this one that's up and running now. It's good news. I think we can pause some of the lumber mills. We'll do lumber mill, a gear workshop, and another lumber mill. Worst case scenario, we turn them back on, but we have these guys all running at well above 100% efficiency. Oh my gosh, missing one log. Get that done. Looks like we are starting to increase our bad water reserves. We have a lot going on. But it is cycle 7, day 7. I'm trying to remember, do we have a... Was the bad tide the last event that we had? Or was it a drought? I think it was bad tide. Which means it will have a drought this next go around, which would be good because we'd have time to deal with the bad water diversion system. And speaking of which, we can start getting access over here. Just gotta get a few stairs set up, and then the path can be connected over here. And we do need to extend where the dynamite's going to be placed. And then I guess we'll just keep going in this direction. Oh, it's only 3. We want it to be 4 wide. And then as soon as we get over here, then we're pretty much home free. So realistically, we don't need to have trees planted over here. And then let's just make sure, yeah, we do not have these ones marked to be chopped down. So this guy should start working on these trees. And then we can at least have, I mean, because we can spill out in this direction. We'll just need to get some irrigation barriers placed down. We will also need them placed down all up here. And then probably, I mean, because this is cutting it real close. Also bump some of these up. That way they can get that done first. And we can lower it even more. And then we also have a small bottleneck over here. Yeah, we just need to get that path set up also. Oh yeah, we can just go underneath the dynamite. I forgot about that. But it is day 8. Life is good in the, what do we call it? Chiptooth Valley? Yeah, Chiptooth Valley. Oh yeah, we have more scrap metal over here. Even when this runs out, we can go in this area. 12 vacant jobs, 7 incapacitated beavers. Oh wow. We're working on all this. 83 planks, not the best. We'll turn one of these on. 70, 80% efficiency. It's gonna drop a little bit, I think. These should all be prioritized by haulers. Looks like they are. Oh, perfect. We have another place for an engine. For now, we can very much get that one constructed. Probably helps that we have 1 million builder's huts now. Okay, so that one is not occupied, which is totally fine. We can really pause these guys. This guy looks like he's done, but we can plant a few more trees. Then we can do some over here as well, and just might as well right in the back. And then we have to mark all of these to be chopped down. Just had a few that were missing. Now we should be covered, other than these 3. We have 22 free beds, which means they are starting to construct some of these large barracks. Oh yeah. Let's set that to one of these crops. We'll do soybeans. Just raw soybeans. This guy is working. How are we doing on food? 1.9 thousand. Most of that is kohlrabi. That is okay. Doing great on water. Are we maxed out? Almost. We're almost maxed out. I think we should remove these 2 and then get some more large water storage over here. We gotta make sure it's set to water. We're running a little bit short on wood, but we're doing everything we can. When are these trees growing up? 79%. These are freshly planted. 80%, 75. Yeah, these will be ready in, will it be 6 days? That's fine. I think we have trees over here we can chop down. We do have access to it. It's all marked. Might as well add a couple more lumberjack flags, help get some of those trees in action. Seems like our pumping capacity is also in a good spot. We'll probably need to add more. But we also have this reservoir that is... We effectively have it completely open. What's the best way to do it? I mean, really... because we'll need the diversion system set up first. And then we'd want to flood all of this. We don't need to wait for these trees to grow up. We're gonna remove them. And then get rid of all these paths using, or get rid of all the stumps using the paths. We don't need these guys here. And then we are not collecting these berries. Well, we can remove all this as well. And once again, we can use paths to get some of these. There we go. It's not working. We have, are we maxed out on berries? No we're not. We should just collect all this. Excellent. So, at this point, we have everything set. What we're gonna do, we have this set to 0.65. We're gonna set these to closed and start getting some water backed up. So the water's gonna not flow through here. Let's raise this up a little bit. Kind of save it. Oh, looks like they did construct this also. Because it wasn't constructed before. Oh, because I removed the dam during the last episode and then placed that down instead. Okay, these guys are... So they're not working, but... Okay, let's remove this also. We only have 2 vacant jobs. We are gaining beavers quickly. We can unpause some of those. Looks like they are starting to chop down some of these trees over here. Looks like we have a few more people who are joining the live stream. Welcome. Episode 4. Let me know if you guys have seen any of the previous episodes live. a little bit curious to see who's a repeat viewer. And if we have new viewers also. These guys are sitting around, but we have only a few vacant jobs, so I don't think it's worth pausing them. We can prioritize this by haulers, but that gets us into a good spot where we can start unpausing some of these jobs and we're not drastically underpowered for the system. We still don't have anything selected for this. I don't know what we need to put in there. I mean, we could do... I don't even know if we need to do corn. So we have fermented soybeans, fermented mushrooms, fermented cassavas, and kohlrabi. And those are the main foods. How are we doing on other storage? We can store 1 million gears. Pine resin is okay. And then everything else would be in piles. Let's take a look and see what we're missing. Gears and pine resin. We don't really need to store any of these raw materials in that quantity. We don't have algae yet. Eggplant rations. Soybeans, you have enough. Mangrove fruits. Fermented mushrooms, we have. Yeah, we have plenty for all this. I guess we can do corn. I don't really see anything else to put in there for now. But we need to start making corn as well. Hello, sand artist. For some reason... Looks like we have a drought approaching in 3 days. So I'm just checking up on the live stream real quick. For some reason, Streamlabs is making it difficult for me to see the chat. Okay, we can look at it on YouTube, that's fine. Good morning, sand artist. Welcome to the stream. You've seen at least 2, if not all, of the live stream so far, I think. But right now we are working on getting this diversion system set up. That is really what we're focusing on. Uh-oh. Okay, the water is going to be flowing here very quickly. Fill this back up. But we do have the reservoir that's in a great spot. Did I see Skystorm is back? I've seen some of his stuff. I haven't watched him super consistently, but I've seen some of his some of his crazy videos where he does humongous builds. But I had heard that he had left. But it's good to hear that he's back. Is he focusing on Timberborn? Or is he doing kind of all sorts of videos still? Yeah, if you can just, show up for whatever time you can is, it's awesome. Because these live streams typically last a couple hours, which is a lot of time. If you have other stuff you're doing, 2 hours is, valuable time. So Lord of the Rings series on Timberborn. I don't even know how you do that. I gotta should probably take a look at that. Sounds interesting. So let's do a quick resource check. We're still short on explosives. That's kind of the big thing. Other than that, we have plenty of add water. Gears we're doing all right on. Planks a little bit short. Metal blocks we're in a good spot. Scrap metal and treated planks are both fine. Food we're not really going up. Water we are going up. But not a whole lot. So food we're not increasing by that much. Probably means we need more fermenters, because I think we're pretty much maxed out. Not quite, but we do have a good amount of all the resources over here. And then corn. Oh, a little bit of, oh, that's why. Let's lower this back down. Let's go to 0.7. That should help a little bit. I think we had this little basin that could help alleviate some of the flooding. You missed that part, but what's my plan with all the explosives on the hillside? So this is where we're going to be diverting the bad water, because before I wanted to place, what do you call them? Irrigation barriers all along the side to protect this, all the crops and the trees from the bad water effects. But realistically, it would still impact this side, and then it's just a lot of irrigation barriers to place down. So we're going to go this way instead. We are going to still need some irrigation barriers where these trees are, but it's going to be a separate system. Not have to worry about this. So this just a little bit more. 0.65. Try and get that flooding down. Also, we can start getting some water pumped up here. Have a bunch of water pumpers, but we can look at getting some more set up here. So we can start with just a few platforms, and then we can kind of lower it on the priority list because it's not essential at the moment. But it is something that we do want to start working towards as we have some free time. But obviously this is all priority numero uno. And then I am a little bit worried about going through here because it's kind of a bottleneck, which I can fix some of that. But yeah, it bottlenecks through here. I don't want bad water spilling out and just like sitting around on the trees or going in the paths where the beavers could definitely be impacted. Hello, we got our second viewer in the chat, Notorious Unserious. You love the map, but why the complicated bad water diversion? So the reason why I'm going with this one, like I said, the irrigation barriers could go all along this side, but that would be a lot to do, and then we don't have all this as usable water space, plus we wouldn't be able to use the reservoir up here. The alternative, you could spit it out the back side of the map, but for me personally that doesn't feel like it's in the spirit of the game. It seems like the devs, they probably wanted you to figure out how to get rid of the bad water. You know, like if there's a logical place to get it, like if, I mean here on this map there's not really very many good spots for you to go other than across, and so you could either try and divert it up into this one, or you can do something like what I'm doing, which is go over here. And so also I want to be able to utilize some of this bad water. So there is this bad water stream up here that we can probably tap into. We do have this one as well. And how far back does that go? That I haven't actually looked at this. Looks like there are 2 bad water sources. So we could always, because let's see, this is Iron Teeth. So for water, they have the bad water discharge, and that's it. So we could always put those on top of this in case we want to collect that bad water. But for now, these 2 are serving their job. But we will need probably more bad water, like a consistent collection, because we'll need to use the centrifuge, which is something that I should probably start focusing on, because we have 5,000 science. That is quite a bit. So we should start unlocking some stuff. Looks like wood we're doing alright. Are these trees growing up yet? 95, 96. Okay, so these will be done in like 2 days. But in terms of the production system, we started expanding some of these engines. We'll need to get at least another one, but realistically I should probably, let's see, if I remove these 3 and this, we can fit another engine here. We have a path going this way, and then we could almost fit another engine over here. We could fit a couple down here. Oh, can they not reach that? We can always do this. And then let's see. Yeah, so I'll have the engine right here. We'll go. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do something just slightly different. Nope, not all those. Gonna remove these, but since the engines, we can, okay, step back. So I want some engines over here. I want some potential engine space over in this side as well. Looks like the drought has started. Let me pause all these real quick. Then we can get back to the engine talk. And so we can always set up some water pumpers up here. So that's good to know. So I'll keep an eye on that. 3.3 thousand water, plus we have 8 days for the drought. But as I was saying, I want to have some potential to put some engines on this side. And if I want the power to get across, assuming I have a path that goes this way, the engines have a connection point on the bottom, which means that we can utilize that by placing down some vertical power shafts. Then we can place the engine on top, and if we want to have one across this path, because we'd have a path going around like this, then we can connect into the bottom of another engine, and then we can have any other production buildings over here that we need. And we probably don't need to have another engine right here because this is valuable space that we can utilize. So what I'll do is remove at least this one. I guess we could just go, we don't even need to remove this. Let me cancel it. Oh, that's fine. Oh, we can go underneath here with these power shafts and then connect into another building. Maybe some fermenters would be a good, those would be some good buildings to put over here. Hello, we have more people in the chat. It'd be cool to cap those and build some industrial district down there. I assume you probably said that when I was talking about these bad water spawners. Hello, Jay Sean. Welcome to the stream. So I guess a quick recap for anyone who has just joined. So we have an 8-day drought. We're just about 1 day into it. We are on cycle 7, which means that I think we'll have a bad tide coming up next. And we have been working on our bad water diversion system. We have, oh, I need to extend the path actually. But so far I think we're in a good spot, at least for now. We're placing down dynamite as fast as we can over here. Oh, but we're going to run out of bad water. That's going to be a little bit of a problem. I'm going to make sure we have plenty of pumping capacity. We'll pause these two for now. But I'm going to start expanding our pumpers. How far down can we go? We can go up. Let's go up first. Okay, we can move back just a little bit. No, we're not going to move back. I don't like it when there's two paths in parallel. So we can do this instead. And then we need dynamite. I'm trying to figure out how to maximize this. Realistically, we should just lower all this so we can fit another couple bad water pumpers under here. And then let's make all this priority just so we can get this established. Another platform over here. And then we can have this will be one spot, and then next to it will be another one. Cool. I think that should be good. So we'll double how many pumpers we have. We have a good amount of storage at the moment. But as I was saying, we are working on getting this bad water diversion system set up. And then, oh my gosh, nine beavers who don't have a job. We gotta fix that. These guys are sitting around, they're not doing anything. Let's slow things down real quick. We should just get a second hauling post, honestly. That is an easy job to toss them in. Pump that all the way up, lower it on the priority list. What else can we have the beavers work on constructing? Really, this is kind of the big thing, but we are short on explosives. We're doing okay in terms of power, so we need to get another engine set up. I could build a dam to save some bad water in drought. That is not a bad idea, especially over here, because we don't, at the moment, we don't care about all this space. Now, yeah, we could go. Well, I guess we'd probably want to be on this side. Yeah, so we could do this. While we have this space available, we're going to do this. Triple platform across. Yeah. So I want to have this right here be where, because we're going to use some triple floodgates. That way we can completely adjust it as needed. So I should replace this. We'll put a levee here. So we won't be able to fit that pumper over here, but we will be able to have one on this side, and then we can even make some more that kind of go back in this direction as well. So I think that should be fine. And look at that, we have some trees that are starting to grow up. We can unpause some of these jobs. We have 200 wood at the moment. We could probably get some more wood storage over here as well. Oh, you can't build above these flippin' lumberjacks, can you? We can get some more storage over here. Large industrial pile. Why can't I build on top of this? Is there a height limit? Oh. Maybe it's going to have the visible layers turned off. We can go over here. And then we'll go down like this. Across. Make sure this is set to wood. Do I have another builder's hut with all the construction I have going on? So right now we have, let's take a quick look. Workplaces, builder's huts, we only have 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess, yeah. That is it. Seems like some of them are sitting around though. So we probably need to get some more things for them to work on. With 5,000 science, one thing that would be very helpful is getting some tubeway stations set up, which means that we will need to have plenty of plank and gear production and obviously metal blocks as well. So let's take a look at those. Big picture. Let's power that, prioritize it by haulers. So we're a little bit short on planks at the moment, which means we need some more lumber mills. Wood is doing all right, but we do have a bunch of trees up here that should be growing up. I mean, some are growing up right now, and they're all marked to be chopped down. So we need to get some more lumber mills, and then probably some gear workshops. But let's go ahead and unlock this, and then do the same for all these tubeways, because we have a bucket of science. And now we can start thinking about how we want to get the tubes stations oriented. Yeah, Notorious, you noticed it, layer tool. Yeah, no worries, Sand Artist. They're kind of tucked away. It's kind of hard to see that we have them. But we will be getting more builders huts down the road. But for now, I think this should cover what we need. And I think that it is... We'll pause these for now. I'm probably going to remove them because they're seasonal. 3 vacant jobs, so we can add some more. We have some engines over here. Let's do this. We have some bad water still, so they should be able to make a couple pieces of dynamite that we can place down and get a nice little 3 deep section for placing buildings. And then let's continue over here. Oh, we can definitely fit some engines. I don't know what I was thinking. So we'll do an engine along there. This will be the center of the engine. And then we might as well have it set up. Yeah, we'll have it set up so we can make more engines. But we won't necessarily add them right away. And then we can get some platforms placed down, get the paths set up all the way over here. And then we can start getting some lumber mills set up as well. And then we can bump this up on the priority list. I'd rather get some of those going, because that should be connected in, right? Wrong. Okay, because I need to use these power shafts underneath to connect in everything, but I immediately forgot to do that. Yeah, we can remove both of these, and then we'll do these single platforms down here, and then get those vertical power shafts, so that way we can transfer the power underneath to the buildings. And as long as we get this first one connected in, then any additional ones to the side will be connected in automatically. So we can get 2 lumber mills set up. We'll make sure we prioritize both of these. And then they can work on this as they can. We're above the power threshold that we need, which is good. We don't have a lot of scrap metal, which means even if we increase our scrap metal, or I guess our metal block production, we wouldn't have enough supply from the scrap metal, which means we should add a few more scavenger flags. And now I want to start thinking about those tube stations, because that'll make everything much more efficient. Okay, let's do this. I need to get up here so we can actually place down some dynamite. I really need to get a centrifuge going. I would love to remove, like, this would be great to place down a triple dynamite. This would be a double, and then some of these as well. But I haven't really had a place for it. How did they do this one first? Oh, it's probably because they did... Yeah, they need to finish those platforms. And also those vertical power shafts. That makes sense. If we just place down, I guess, 1 platform and then go in this direction, we can unlock the centrifuge. 600 science. We have 3.9 thousand. Takes 4 bad water and 0.1 logs to make 1 extract. So we are going to become very thirsty for bad water very shortly. And then we'll just continue in this direction. We'll place some dynamite all along here. But this is a bit lower. We haven't reached quite over here. Plus we have some space on this backside. I'll probably do something similar to this. So we'll have a little, maybe place another engine or another building as needed. Go in this direction and then have a path. Because we have a lot of space behind this number cruncher right now that we can use. Wood, oh my gosh, wood is super low. Thank you for pointing that out. We have some jobs over here, but these are lower. Let's bump those up to normal. We'll have a builder's hut. This will be lowest. Yeah, we gotta get some trees chopped down. Oh my gosh, 10 wood. Yeah, these trees, some of these are growing up, but these are growing up, you know, a little bit more spread out. Over here, we got plenty of wood. Now we should have some levers actually working here. I also removed a lumberjack flag, which means I should place down another one. Bump that up on the priority list. $1.7 thousand water. We started, I think, at 3,000, and this is an 8-day drought, so we're actually halfway through our water storage, which means we should look at getting some more water pumpers. I would love it if there was a larger water pumper for the iron teeth. Unfortunately, that is only for the folktails. But we should get some storage set up. And I'm going to think about getting some of these tube stations set up. Let's go right here. This will be a perfect spot. We'll have tube station number 1. And then we can start placing down some water pumpers and get some water storage as well. We'll have this one set to water. And then make sure we have a path going along the backside here. And then for now we'll just place, oh, I should probably remove that. Probably lower this just a little bit. And they can get these ones, they can't reach this. Let's do this. We can place a staircase. Oh, they won't be able to reach this one then. Okay, instead of this, we'll go right here. And we can still place down some water pumpers. This one doesn't quite work. Not the best placement. Realistically, we should go like this. And then we can have a path go behind that water storage. And then we can just remove this right now. I'm going to rearrange these paths down the road. But this should be perfect. You know, I don't love how this looks. I'm going to redo a little bit. I think we should probably keep... Yeah, this makes sense. But then the path is shifting a bit. I should fill in all this either way. So we can put that there, and this is a double. We don't necessarily need these ones. Oh my gosh. There we go. Because we can just put the water pumpers directly adjacent to this path. And that'll totally work. We'll flip this one. So we'll have those 3. And then we can place some more over here, I guess. Let's remove this. Oh my gosh, they filled this up with gears already? Remove all these paths. In terms of water pumpers, have some space over here. We're going to make this some storage. And we'll make sure this is set to water. And then we can go from there. Then I'll continue to expand, add some water pumpers. But I think for now, we're going to high prioritize these because we need some more pumping. And then we have the tube station. How do we want to make this work? Really, I want to go in this direction. Because we can have the tube go underwater. But we know that the tubes, which I don't know, so if you guys have seen my One Pod Challenge series, in that I had some tube ways go underneath the path, so it was, you know, basically one level below the path. So it was at this level. That was also the level that the water was at. And so the water seeped into that tube, into those tubes, and then the tubes ran next to some underground storage I had. So the water then started filling up all the underground storage and flooded it, which meant that it was completely useless. So they couldn't use those storages because it was submerged. So I learned the hard way that the tube ways are not watertight, at least not for water flowing through them. The beavers can go in tubes that are underwater, which is good. That'd kind of suck if they couldn't do that. But we have 2 days left until the drought. So we have this tube station. I don't know exactly what I want to do, other than I know that I want to go in this direction. And I'm trying to think. It'd probably be easier just to go underground through here. And then get some paths. Well, because I need to go up anyways. Or we could just lean into it. Go underground, sideways, over. We're going to try that. Go over here. We would need to remove these ones then. Okay, so some of you guys might not know what I'm doing, and that is okay because a little confusing. But I'm gonna have the tube station. It's going to be on top of here, go down, we'll have the tube ways go underneath this path. In fact, it will be, the path will be on top of these tubes, but I need to remove all this. And then we'll have it come around, go over here. And then we can start going up, which means I probably want this one to be a different tube. We want that to be, I believe, a vertical tube way. Then we can start zigzagging around as needed. But with all the beavers working, can't demolish this quite yet. Have some hungry beavers, and the water levels are going down a bit. Oh my gosh, water levels are low. No haulers. It's not connect. Oh. For some reason, we have not finished these. Let's do that real quick. Because we are perfectly balanced in terms of jobs and beavers. So we want to get a few more jobs up and running. Isn't the water going to get through to... Yeah, so if I... Hopefully you said that before I explained this. But yeah, if we have the water... If we have the tubes going under here, the water will go around. Because I plan to have it so that these paths are also tubes. Like we'll have it so it'll be the vertical tubeway so you can walk on top. It'll go over here, and then it'll be where these two paths are, and then continue over here. But the water will stay, you know, where those tubes are, so it won't be able to get across this barrier at the front. We're still going to have these 3 dirt blocks, all of this in the front, and that's why I'm setting up all of these ones right here. So this will fill up with water, but this is just a small little area, so that's okay. And as long as you don't have the water going over these levees and then flooding here, then that's okay. And this water has officially lowered. Oh, I have this whole thing for a reason. I don't know why I haven't lowered this. There, we can fill some of this back up. And we can turn on those water pumpers. Let's set this to close above downstream depth of 25. That might have been a mistake. We're going to close it. We are going to close it. We filled that back up, so that is probably good enough. We could do this. Let's not synchronize this, and then set it to auto. So this one will only open when the water depth has really started to lower. And it's not going to all flood out at once. But we have 0.4 days left in the drought. We are basically there. And hopefully they can get these platforms constructed. And look at that. They have all the dynamite placed down over here. That is fantastic. We even have a little bit of extra. That is craziness. Place that down. And then we'll have it kind of... Yeah, that should be fine. We will also want to make sure we have some placed over here. And they should be able to reach all this. Because we don't want that bad water coming back over here. Which means I'll need to place some levees so that it doesn't flow backwards. We'll do that. Wood is looking a little bit better. We have some beavers who have been chopping down the trees over here. Yeah, I think that the water, it shouldn't overflow over here, even with the tubes going underneath, because they're all on, if we're looking at it from this angle, they're all going to be on the left side of basically this wall. And the drought has ended. Cycle 8 begins. But yeah, so this wall is going to be what separates water on this side from water not overflowing. And it might be a little bit confusing right now because I have paths and platforms. So, understandable if you are not fully grasping it. Hopefully, when I actually construct it, it'll make a little bit more sense. We have these pumpers now. Do we not have planks? Ooh, we don't have planks. Okay, we should be getting more planks now that we have these two. We can prioritize both of these, but we're doing good on power, so we can actually pause that one, and then pause this one as well. Is a contamination from the bad water diversion going to contaminate down to the tree farm? You are 100% correct. All these trees, they will be contaminated unless we get irrigation barriers all along here. And so I have not done that yet, but there's no time like the present. I just wasn't sure exactly where I was going to have the actual diversion system go. But either way, we do know that we want to... Oh, I need to move the path. I'm basically going to have it go right along the side. So for now, we'll have the path go just basically along here. And then we can get those irrigation barriers placed down. And then we'll need to do the same over here as well. But unfortunately, I need to wrap up today's stream a little bit shorter than normal. And I hate to cut it short because we have a few viewers. We have quite a few viewers right now, which has been fantastic. And I love seeing all you guys comment. It's very fun to interact. That's why I've been enjoying live streaming, is talking with you guys. But I need to do some stuff at my house, and that way I can move in just a couple weeks. And then after that, hopefully I can be doing some more live streaming and upload some more videos. I just recorded episode 22 of the Road to 1,000 Beavers. So next weekend, or maybe during the week, this week, we'll have that episode released. It's been a while since I've uploaded just a normal video, but time has been a bit short here. And I'm looking forward to getting back on a consistent schedule. And thank you everyone for joining. And with that, I'll see you in either the next live stream or the next video.